Good morning, this is Breakfast with Bill Turnbull and Susanna Reid.
A massive shake
For a trainee butler.
So we're
Royal-themed carols at Kensington Palace with this morning's... If you have any thoughts on that, do get in touch with us this morning. 6:03. Oil workers have been... Benedict has celebrated an open-air mass for tens of thousands of people at the more open society.
Good morning to you both.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yes.
You're more likely to be successful later in life.
And you're less likely to be happy if you're over 33 years old, according to the Express. People are out. So once you pass 33, it's all downhill. I can't even remember what happened when I was 33.
You're still smiling, though.
Yes, exactly.
And Steph has...
Don't need a website. I'm reunited with my friends every morning.
Oh, you say the nicest things, don't you?
Don't really mean them, but I say them.
Oh, don't spoil it. Steph, thanks for... Smiles first.
She's still got a punch. That's weather for most of us. Yesterday, is it going to continue? It's 22 minutes past 6. A massive shake-up of the planning system in England is going to mean more jobs and better places to live. At least that's what the government is saying.
Many countryside campaigners, though, fear it'll add to urban sprawl. Talking to the Housing Minister, Greg Clark, so that we can get our heads around it this morning. 7:10.
In the meantime, do you fancy a biscuit?
Oh, lovely. Thank you very much.
Because if you're a dunker, you might have noticed some...
How is that working for you at the moment?
My difficulty is that it's got chocolate on this side.
It's being held together by the chocolate, I see.
I'm not much of a dunker myself, anyway.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Shall I do it?
Please
We're
do.
talking to a food technologist a little later on. We'd also like to know what you think. What is your favourite biscuit to dunk? And have you tried the low-fat version of that biscuit? And does it dunk as well, or does it just end up in a soggy mess at the bottom of your cup of tea?
Good luck with your dunking. Hope you do better than I did. Still to come on this morning's programme.
What do you think about dunking
biscuits? Are these the other ones here?
Those are the full-fat version.
Oh, OK.
Shall I give that one a try?
Yeah, give that one a dunk. All right.
A time now to get the news where you are. See you in a moment. Good morning. You're watching Breakfast to make ourselves slimmer. And how many pounds of bacon?
75 slices. That's a pound,
Oh, that's a
isn't
pound.
it? A whole pound of bacon.
That is your full breakfast by 6:35. Those are the main stories this morning. Coming up on the programme, what does business hope to get out of the relaxation of planning controls? Steph is going...
And he's through to the last 16, where he will play the Frenchman, Richard Gaston Murray, and coached by Ivan Lendl.
Yeah.
Serious.
Okay.
And
Quite
more
serious
likely to win
already.
Wimbledon?
Maybe.
The changes of the science writer Simon Singh, who successfully defended a libel case, and Mike Harris...
Target. But is it capping lawyers' fees rather than scrapping no fees?
Well, you're allowed up to 100%. So you're allowed to... You are under the...
To these systems of payment.
7:15, this is Breakfast. These are the main stories this morning. It's a demonstration, so he doesn't sue me for libel. Tom Simons is a venerable BBC correspondent, of course.
OK.
He said quickly.
Here's Carol.
All right, Carol, thanks very much.
6:48. Steph?
Good morning to you both. Yeah, any reduction in bureaucracy will, of course, please the businesses, and Karen's going to give us the business perspective.
We will, Steph. Thanks very much. But there's not much call for butlers these days, but the royal household ties in for trainee butlers. He's very...
Maguire.
Do we?
Yes, we do.
Maguire.
One does. John Maguire there.
Coming up a little bit later on this morning's programme. Time now, though, to get the news where you are. See you in a moment.
What?
Carol?
Yes, with the weather.
I think your pockets are full of biscuits,
Yeah,
but of
that
course
too.
we've got them all
all
here.
Exactly. A massive shake-up of the planning...
And think, OK, that's going to be my role model. Maybe not consciously. Is that something that you've... Both. And Reggie Yates' Teen Gangs is on BBC 3 at 9 o'clock tonight. The documentary is part of BBC 3's Criminal Britain season.
Coming up, the BBC News Channel has the board.
Here on Breakfast, though.
Time now to get news, weather and travel where you are.
See you in a moment. Good morning, you're watching Breakfast with Bill Turnbull and Susanna Reid. Oil workers have been moved from a second rig in the North Sea because of safety concerns. Sort of foodie-themed breakfast this morning, hasn't it? And now this is the story of the full English breakfast, American style. They've taken the concept of a fry-up to a whole new level.
This is bacon.
Oh, my goodness.
Lots of salt.
Yes, and fat.
Here's somebody who never crumbles under the 10th of April.
Coming up, we're going to talk to Seth Lakeman. Now, though, we're going to have a look at the weather with Carol, who's at Kensington Palace. Carol, thanks very much indeed.
Yes.
One of the big questions of the morning that's really got you going, to dunk or not to dunk?
When they are steeped in a mug of hot tea.
Customers of one particular brand which cut its saturated fat by 8...
Is there any point in messing around with a tried and tested recipe, or should we...
You dipped a newspaper.
Now, what is the time? 7 minutes to 9.
They used to be called the gentleman's gentleman. I wonder what they thought about dunking. In the grand houses of a bygone age, they ruled the roost in the servants' quarters.
It's below stairs only, I should think. You might have thought that there's not much call for Butler.
To Butler School to find out.
Well, he's good, he's a bit stroppy.
Is he?
From time to time. He's got...
Man's best friend is a dog. Our next guest may beg to differ. Coming back.
Yes, it became inseparable. Bus